Okay, we are recording. Hello, hello. Happy end of month. I first want to just start out and say that I am so beyond proud of you guys. This month has been incredible. As always, you guys always kill it, but this month was especially incredible. I just want to say congratulations to all the promotions, the VIPs, the 4Ks, the 12Ks, everybody earning their way to Jamaica. I am so proud. I also want to say that if you didn't maintain a rank this month, if you didn't hit a bonus you wanted, if you didn't end up where you wanted to be, you have a new month tomorrow, right? And that's the beautiful thing about this industry is that you always get to start fresh. You always get to regroup and go towards your goals. And you still have next month. If you've qualified one month, you have next month to qualify again for Jamaica, which is awesome. So tonight we are doing this to recap what happened at the leadership retreat. And the leadership retreat was absolutely incredible. Our company is amazing. And I want to touch on that really quick, say a couple things about that, about some new launches that are coming, the skin that just happened, everything like that, before I bounce it over to Lindsay. And she's going to go over some of the training that we actually got poured into us. But I want to start by saying that one of the very first things when I joined this company that I really, really respected about this company was that they never made you feel, how do I word this? In my last company, the people at the top of the company, it was like a you can't sit with us mentality, right? It was cliquey. I never felt like I belonged. I never felt like I would be a part of it. It was always very clear at events, at conventions, at conference, who was what rank, right? And I've always respected that. Our company's never been like that. They have always valued everybody the same. They have always given opportunities to everybody. They've made it very across the board, like especially like convention, anybody could sit in the VIP seats, right? Like it wasn't just a certain rank. So when they came out with this leadership retreat, part of me was like, it hurts my heart that not everybody could earn it, right? And I kind of didn't understand it. And I was like, but it's incredible. Like they know we've worked really hard, that we've built big organizations. They want to spoil us. But the most important takeaway that I had from this weekend is, yes, they spoiled us. They treated us amazing. They gave back to us. But the sole purpose of this weekend was to make us better for you. It was to make us better leaders. It was to pour into us. It was to show us what we need to do to be the best leaders to you, right? So it wasn't just about praise and, let me toot your horns and let me, make you feel great about being a top leader. It was, hey, what can we gift to you right now? What knowledge, what nuggets, what can we pour into you that you can take back to your team? And I really, really respect that about our company, is that the whole time they were talking about our teams and our leadership and what we can do and what we can pour into you guys and how we can be better for you. So I appreciate that. And I say this time and time again, but if you are not so dang proud of the company that you're behind, you should be. I have never heard of, come across, been a part of anything that's even comparable to this. And I'm sure some of you watched like the live video that we streamed from there, or you may have seen it on a different team page. But what is coming in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years in this company is going to blow you away. And I don't think that this is something that I iterate enough or that I speak on enough, is that this is the time when you want to get in with a company. This is a time when you want to lock arms with a company. And I've said this to some of my closest friends. I've said this to my leaders. I was never somebody that was like, yeah, I'm going to, be a thriver until I'm 89 years old, right? I never thought like this would be a lifetime thing. And I'm not, I don't know what the future holds, but I can say with confidence that within the next 2 to 5 to 10 years, we're home. And we're really, really good. And I have no question in my mind in the integrity of the company and the products that we're coming out with and what they're going to roll out to us. They have been planning and prepping since the day that they incorporated this company for what they're going to do. And if you didn't hear it from that live stream, like I said, I don't know who was on it. We will be a household name. A household name, okay? That doesn't just mean with our 3 steps. They mean getting into every single category in a household that you can think of, right? They want to go into so many things. And Paul touched on that. Maybe it was Jason, when they were creating the name for the company, right? They didn't just call it, Lavelle Thrive or Lavelle 3-Step or Lavelle Incorporated. They called it Lavelle Brands for a reason. And that's because what they will roll out over these coming years, even the next upcoming year, will absolutely blow your mind, and it will be something that seeps into every area of your life. And I think that's incredible. I think that so many companies try to do so many different products and they try to go into so many areas, and it's kind of just confusing, right? It's off brand. You don't really get it. You don't know the integrity behind it. The formulation, the science, the patents, the technology behind our products, we are going to dominate every industry we go into. And I have no second guess in my mind about that at all. So just be so proud of the company that you're with. Be so excited for what's to come. Just the things that they were mentioning, we were all sitting there. I remember we all looked up, we put our arms up, and we all had chills because it is going to be amazing. So I wanted to say that. Wanted to say you should be so, so proud of the company that you're with. And we had so many takeaways from this weekend. Obviously, the skincare launch, they came out with the 2 products that we launched. Price points, incredible, amazing. I'm so happy with that. I think that the 4 cleansing bars for that price is amazing. I don't personally have before and afters. I've been getting asked, but anybody that was at my table can attest to it. Travis, in true Travis form, went and put the face mask on at a black tie event in a tux. And when he wiped it off his face, we literally all were like, oh, because when they were coming out with this product, they kept saying, like, you'll see it right before your eyes. You'll see it right before your eyes. And I have never seen his skin glow like that. And I'm not just being dramatic and trying to hype you up. I was like, holy crap, babe, like your face looks incredible. And he was like, really? And he went in the mirror and he's like, wow, it really, really does. We, all of our products are produced in an FDA regulated facility. So the facility is completely regulated by the FDA. So that charcoal mask, incredible. His face was glowing immediately. If you did not get those, get those. It's easy to add in, especially if you're already using the skincare. And he kind of went through like the different steps to do, but they were amazing. And I think they're very on trend, but made very, very well. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they're just throwing something out to kind of like the CBD thing, right? They know what the market wants, but they know how to put the best product on the market for that. And with the charcoal mask and the cleansing bar, that's exactly what it is. Yes. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? They also brought up, just in case you guys did not hear it, they brought up he had a DFT on his hand. And everybody kept asking you, what is that DFT on your hand? What is on your hand? The CEOs had it on their hand, and it is in formulation. They said they were testing 5 different ones, but that it is a CBD patch. So we don't know what it's going to be exactly, or what the claims are going to be, or how it's going to work, or when it's going to come out. But he says that they have that in testing, and he actually had it on his hand. And just that they will be coming out with more skin products. I also had a question. The cleansing bars and the charcoal mask are not CBD. And he spoke on that, and he said, because he had gotten a lot of questions on that, obviously, that he wasn't going to put CBD in the name just to have it in the name to try to be a selling point. Does that make sense? Like those products, the way they're formulated are incredible. It doesn't need CBD in it. Like that's not the same ball game as the other products. Yeah, I think the CBD patch is going to be incredible. So he did touch on that, but now the sprinklers are going to come on. I can't win. But that will come out. It's in formulation. They are testing it. Any other questions you have about that weekend or anything you heard, just type in there. But I'm going to super quick go over this. If you were at convention, we had a speaker there. What is her name? Is it Erin? What was her last name? She was the one that was at convention, and she was like jumping, and she was really energetic. Okay, so she was at this weekend too, and they brought her back. And something that I really, really, really appreciate, and especially if you've been a leader on this team for a while, you'll appreciate this. We've always kind of been like the stepchild of Le-Vel. We do things a little bit differently than some people in this company, right? Like we run things differently. We do attraction marketing. We have a different take than a lot of people in this industry in general. This entire training, it was like our team page showed up and like preached to the whole company. So we were sitting there and we're like, we're so happy because I feel like they're finally understanding, right? Because a lot of people in this company, a lot of the teams, they are a different generation than us, and they don't really understand the new ways of marketing. And a lot of people have been stuck in their ways, but this was fully about like self-discipline, attraction marketing, not doing reach outs, like really focusing on that. So that was beautiful to see, just like I said, every part of the company growing. But Erin did come on stage. I'm going to talk quickly about what she touched on and then push it over to Lindsay. But I know that at convention, she talked a lot about, other people, right? Putting other people into your story, having it be about them, having them see their story, stuff like that. And what she talked about this weekend was all about how to stop closing people, like how to stop trying to close people. And the way that she worded it was, closing drives us off, cheering drives us in. So she talked about this whole attraction marketing thing, which this is something we do, but I think it's a really good reminder solely about being a cheerleader on social media, right? Being somebody's biggest fan, being somebody's best friend, being that person that people don't always have in their life, right? I didn't have a ginormous friend group before I joined Thrive. Like, I didn't have people that were always cheering me on and giving me nice compliments and, wondering what I was up to or how I was doing or, how did that weekend go or, how did this go? I didn't have those people in my life. Can you hear them now? This is crazy. Guys, it's like the grasshopper overtake. It's happening here. You've seen that on the news. That's crazy. But so that's what she's talking about, is that you can drive sales. You can drive a business. You can do all of that simply by working on engaging on social media. And I think that sometimes we forget that part of it, right? Like, we're focused on building a business. We are putting out content. We're worrying about our posts and our stories and all these different things, but are you forgetting the actual social part, right? Interacting with people, commenting with people. And her, the way that she worded it was, I can't ever say conscious commenting is what she called it. So she really just focused on working on being genuine with people, right? Writing a comment that's more than one emoji, right? Or, oh, you look so pretty, or just these basic comments that people throw out, and that they don't feel genuine, right? That they don't feel right. And she spoke on that if you can just genuinely comment to people, genuinely keep up with their lives, genuinely give a crap about them, right? That drives business. They know that you are their person online. They know that you're somebody that they can connect with. So I think a really good thing too is, especially if you've connected with somebody, if you have talked back and forth with somebody, and this is what I say about my follow-ups sometimes, my follow-ups can just be going to that person's page and engaging, commenting on their posts, messaging them, and asking how that weekend trip they went on was, or if their son is feeling better, or genuinely talking to them. Make an effort to do that, right? Put that in your IPAs every day and say, okay, I'm going to take 10 minutes today and I'm going to genuinely go and comment. And I also get questions all the time, and they're like, well, how do you genuinely interact? You're overthinking it, right? You're just talking to people, right? You don't have to fake it. You don't have to think of a certain thing to say. Imagine if somebody walked up in front of you, what would you say to them, right? I tell people in public all the time, this is the only time I make conversation, is I'll give a compliment, or I'll always look up and smile. I'll always wave. I think it's from retail. I still greet people when I don't need to, because I worked retail for so long, but I'm like, hi, how are you? I don't work here. But get rid of that aspect of, oh, how do I engage? How do I do this and that? If that's not coming natural to you, you're blocking yourself. You're overthinking it. You're focusing too much on the business side, because if you take that away and you just genuinely interact with people, it's genuine, right? I can't tell you how to be yourself. There's certain ways you talk, certain words you say, there's quirks about you, the way you interact, it's you. So that is a big thing she talked about, is literally you can build a whole business online, a whole community of women, a whole tribe, just from commenting, right? And interacting, because that's what begins to grow that relationship. They start to see your stuff more. They care about what you do, right? Like, if you looked at a picture that I posted 2 years ago when I was in my old business, and it could have gotten the same amount of likes, but I didn't have any comments, right? Because I wasn't being a real person. I wasn't, sharing things with people. I wasn't having connections or relationships. And you go now, you can genuinely tell I have relationships with people, right? They keep up with me. They know what I'm doing. And that's because I interact with them. So that's what she talked about. And she also said, what I really, really like is just to never be generic, right? Never just send the same thing to every person. Like, be genuine with your comments, care about people. And to, of course we do this, but she really focused on saying that somebody's inbox is a very personal space, right? And I think that sometimes we forget that, but it's so true, right? So even if you are, with DMs, I think it's fine. I reply to people's stories and stuff through DMs. But my biggest pet peeve in the world is when somebody will add me, or I'll add them on Instagram, and they send me a message and it's 2 paragraphs long, and they're like, hi, thank you so much for the follow. I have 4 kids. I love soccer. I love to garden, and I'm going out to Chili's on Tuesday. What's your middle name? And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? It's not, when it doesn't feel good. So stay out of people's inbox in that way, and genuinely give a crap about people, right? Let go of that. Well, what do I say? Or how do I do this? Just interact. It's social media, right? It's relationship marketing. Just be a human being, like you were talking to any one of your friends. And she was saying that, oh, that was a good thing she said. She said, your edge is your humanity. right? Remember how I always say to be the one person on your timeline that does it different? Your edge, the reason why people come into your inbox is because you're being a human, right? It's because you actually care about people. It's because you're not looking for a sale. You're genuinely caring about people and understanding that if that sale is going to come, it's going to come later, and it's going to happen naturally if you care more about this part. And then she said that inbound, so people coming to you, it raises your attraction power 2 times, like as many times as you want, but it's so much more powerful to have somebody come to you. And how do you do that? You create a relationship, you care about them, you're genuine with them, you interact. I think that's it. I think that's all I had to say. Okay, I'm going to bounce this to Lindsay, and she's going to go over what Brian Tracy said, which, by the way, he is the cutest old little man you will ever see. He came out with a cane and was like, wait. He was great. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Hi, guys. Okay, so the weekend was amazing, first of all. Everything that Em said about how you kind of hear about these trips and you compare them to other companies and them kind of just only taking leaders, and it makes you kind of want to step back, was what we both were talking about, is that we didn't feel that at all. The entire time we were there, it was about training us and pouring into us, but not for the sake of us, for the sake of our teams and for the sake of being able to grow and change maybe how we're doing things, or to just kind of capitalize on what we are doing for you guys. So it was actually really amazing to get to go and witness and see and connect with other leaders in the company and kind of talk to them and like compare, not like compare, but compare, if that makes sense. Like talk about different things that was working for them, or, hey, like, what are you doing? What's new? And it wasn't a competition. And to say that about this kind of industry in this company is amazing. I never felt like anybody was trying to compete. I never felt anything like that. Like, we were on scavenger hunts, and it's still like, and Em like breaks out in hives and organized activities, and this girl was like killing it. She did. She was doing really well. We were all really proud of her. But that's the point. Like, we're in a company that doesn't want you to compete against each other. They want us to grow together and do things together and just succeed. So it was a really amazing weekend. My favorite part, and I think Rob's favorite part too, was the fact that we got to listen to Brian Tracy. I had never really heard him speak except for when he did that Zoom for our company. And one of our CEOs, Paul, it's actually his like idol, his mentor. And it was really, really like amazing to watch him be able to welcome him on stage and talk. And if you know me, I have severe squirrel syndrome. So I have been brain dumping recently since I have pregnancy brain too. So I can stay on track and promise not to make this so long. I wanted to go over the important part that kind of clicked with me the most, and what Em and I were kind of talking about. And like, when he went over this, we looked at each other and we're like, Wednesday, we're talking about this on Wednesday. The importance of putting your head down and doing your thing instead of worrying about what's going on all around you, even in your own team, in your sidelines, and whatever it is. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. The minute you put your head down and you focus on you and you stay in your lane, you're going to lift your head up in like 30, 60, 90 days. And it's going to be so different than what you could imagine it would be. So the importance of that is so, so strong. Something that Brian Tracy said was, and it kind of was like an aha moment for me, being in this industry since I was 19, I sometimes like seem not like forget, but I kind of am like, oh yeah. So when you said this, it kind of clicked with me. Did you know more people are willing to buy lottery tickets than they're willing to actually bet on themselves? So think about how many people you know that are out there every single day or every week or every month buying lottery tickets, but they're not willing to bet on themselves, right? That's a lot of people. Now think of it this way. Did you know that more millionaires are made in our industry than who win the lottery? So you guys are here, you bet on yourself, you're doing it. You have an 80% higher chance of becoming a millionaire by keeping your head down, staying in your own lane, than by buying a lottery ticket every single day that you would win a million in the lottery, right? It's crazy. So, sorry, y'all. So when he said that, I just kind of was like, oh my goodness. Another thing that he said that I loved was every 8 minutes, this industry is creating a new self-made millionaire, meaning somebody starting from zero, absolutely nothing, to having $1 million self-made. This industry, if you don't see it yet, you need to. Like, I don't know how to say it anymore besides the fact of putting your head down is the most important thing that you could do for yourself and your business. Sorry, trying to keep track of my notes here. I'm not a note person, so this is new for me. But another thing that I want to say is a question to ask yourself. Are you going to do this? The reason I'm asking you that is it's something he asked us. He said, are you doing this? Obviously, all of us said yes. We were in there, and he said, obviously, you guys are doing this. So it's something I want to ask you. Are you doing this? Like, are you committing to do this? And if you say yes, then go and do it. The only person who's going to make sure that you are there and you're doing it is you. If you don't like what you see on Tuesdays, if you don't like what you're seeing monthly, if you don't like something that is happening weekly, look in the mirror and tell yourself that. Because your boss in this industry is you. Your sponsor, your upline, whoever you speak to on a daily basis is not in control of that. That's you. It's you setting your goals, but daily, not just weekly, not just monthly, not just yearly. But something that he went over that I really want to talk about with you guys is his formula for goal setting. Obviously, we all have been told set goals, set goals, set goals, right? But the way he explained it, I even was like, holy crap. Like, yes, obviously, like some things needed to change for me, and I recognize that within myself. So for me, that was really huge. If you want something to change, you have to look in the mirror. And so when he started talking about goals, I realized I needed to look in the mirror and kind of do this, because I was making my weekly, I was making monthly, I was making yearly, I was setting dream boards and this, that, or the other. But I wasn't waking up every single day with a new goal that was scarier than yesterday. I wasn't setting myself up to every single day be working on something scarier. Obviously, some of them are short term, some of them are long term. They're not all going to be done overnight, because nothing really happens overnight. But the fact that you can set scarier ones every single day because you're growing towards that, it's working your brain. The more you work your brain to grow goals, the more you work your brain to formulate them, the more it's going to be boom, boom, boom. That's what you think. That's what you do. And instead of just dreaming or thinking about it, you're going to be putting action towards it. He used the example of like going to the gym and working a muscle. If you want it to grow, you have to work it, right? That's like our brain with goals. If you want your brain to constantly be in that set of, I'm crushing this, I'm doing this, you have to be working it. So every single day you should be setting goals for yourself, whether it be personal or business. Just set something. Make it scarier than what it was yesterday. So I have the goals in the formula in my phone that I'm just kind of going to go over with you guys real quick. Sorry. Okay. So his number one thing was that you have to write it down. I have always been one to write in my notes on my phone. And one of his big things was, instead of writing it in your phones, put it to paper. So I know the book club and we're talking about doing gratitude and stuff like that. Add that in with your goals. So not only what you're grateful for, but at the bottom of that, write down your goals. The more you write it down, the more it puts it into action, the more it becomes real. Just typing it out and doing stuff like that doesn't necessarily speak it out to the world, if that makes sense. Putting pen to paper is huge. So decide exactly what you want, but keep it simple. I really like the term KISS, keep it stupid simple, or simple stupid, however you want to say it, but simple enough to where his example was, if you were to tell a 6-year-old that they wouldn't look at you like cross-eyed and like be like, what is that word? So simple that it's something that it's not going to cause you stress or like overwhelming, but it's written out and it's what you do. So once you write it down, realize that one idea or a goal can make you rich. One idea or one goal can make you a millionaire. One idea or one goal can pay off a bill. One idea or one goal can change everything for you if you're working towards it. So having that written down and remembering that you're writing it down every single day, that this is your goal and that's what you're working towards, it's going to set you up to achieve it. It's there. You're speaking it out to the universe. You're writing it down. It's in your brain. You're working your brain around that goal. Set a deadline. Now, when I heard deadline, I was like, deadlines kind of give me hives because I'm like, then I feel like it has to be done at that time. But what he was saying is, even if your deadline doesn't happen, it's okay. On that day, be like, you know what? Another month, another week, another couple, you know what I mean? Reset a deadline, but have something that you're working towards to achieve it. Because if you're not, and it's just a day by day by day by day thing, and you're just doing that over and over and over without an end like date that you want it done by, it allows too much slack for yourself. So give yourself a deadline. And once you do that, it's okay if it's not done by then, because you can set a new one, right? Make a list, write it down every time you think of something. So part of your goals, he said that he keeps a piece of paper, but I would personally lose it because I lose everything. So I started making a list in my phone, and then at the end of the night, I was brain dumping stuff. And that's been really helping me. I know we've only really been home a couple days, but I have a notebook and I've been brain dumping things that I think about, even if it's just one word, even if it's like doesn't really make sense towards what you're talking about. Make a list of ideas that you have, make a list of things that you're grateful for throughout the day in your phone as it pops into your head, because then once you write it down, it's there. It also helps a lot. I've been making a lot of my posts recently off of those lists. If I come up with like an idea or a topic in my head, I've been writing down like the one word topic or the sentence that really speaks to me. And then at night, and when I'm brain dumping, I can brain dump what else I thought about that. That's working towards your goals. You're working your brain. You're constantly working towards that. And it's real, true, and raw through you. And it's relatable. So you're not really doing anything that's like generic robot, if that makes sense, because it's working towards you. And everybody has goals. So that's really, really relatable to do. A checklist, what you have to do first, working towards, I'm saying goals a lot, but hello. So working towards your goals, he said, obviously, if you're doing this daily, by the end of the week, you're going to have 5, 7, if you're doing it 7 days, or if you're only doing it during the weekdays, then look at those and prioritize them. Look at your list during your days and think, what can I do without? Or what do I need to do first? If I could only do one thing in the next 24 hours, what would it be? Circle it, and that's the thing you're going to do first. And then do it again until your list is done. And that puts it in order of importance for you. So if you're worried about time management, if you're worried about how you're going to achieve these goals, if you're worried about what needs to be done first or whatever it is, put it in as, when you write it down, and just say, in the next 24 hours, if this doesn't get done, is it okay or no? If it's okay that it doesn't get done in the next 24 hours, it's not the top important thing for you, right? So that's really huge when you're working busy schedule. We all have busy schedules. We all have personal lives. So working that way and seeing that, it helps you not get so overwhelmed with everything either. And then obviously do it every day. But when you work your life with goals, you become stronger, more successful, was kind of how he ended that. So that was how his formula for making goals, his formula for putting them in order of what's important, his formula for all the different things of just like that kind of idea to grow your brain daily in the aspect of moving forward to work towards them instead of just saying them. Because you can say them all you want, but if you don't take action towards them, if you don't do it, it's not going to happen. You can say a million things. You can say this, that, or the other. But again, actions are always going to speak louder than words. And that's true for yourself. So if you're finding that on Tuesdays, or you're finding that at the end of the month that you're feeling like defeated, or you don't know, or you want more out of this, or you want something, look in the mirror and go tell yourself that that's what you want. Write it down that that is what you want, and then go and do it. Go and make it happen. You don't want me to do the 10 C's, right? I'll just do that on a different day. Okay, perfect.
That was very long when he did the
that one's real long, and I'm like already still don't have my voice, so we're okay. So the biggest thing to your personal success is to always remember you are in control of it. If you want more, go and get it. You are your own boss. And I know I've said that a couple times in this Zoom, but for real, if you want something to change, whether it's not, doesn't just have to be business related, it can be personal life, it can be work, it can be whatever you want. Go and make it happen. The only person who is going to make any of this possible is you. It doesn't matter who you enroll with. It doesn't matter if you have the largest following or the smallest following in the world. That doesn't matter at all. You should have seen some of these leaders that they didn't even have Instagrams. Like, that does not matter. So if you are starting and you feel like, oh, I only have X amount of following on Instagram, or, oh, I only have X amount of friends, that's all things that you yourself can go and grow. You yourself can go and change. Just know that there are people that were there this weekend, and there are people that have been in this company that are in the Millionaires Club that literally don't even have an Instagram accounts. Like, they didn't know what they were doing, and they were asking us for questions about how to start Instagram account. Dana Chuba, who is a 200K and she's a millionaire in our company, she was talking to me about Instagram, and she's like, oh, I have one, but I don't use it. I don't even know how to use a story. I literally had to sit there and show her how to use a story. There's things like this that our team, we have amazing trainings on. Use them, implement all these things, and it starts with you. Once you realize that you want more and you're willing to go do more, and you do it, it's unstoppable. So that's pretty much all that I have.
Thank you. Thank you. What we're also going to do is we both, like we said, we took notes on our phone. So like I normally do in the caption when I repost the Zoom, we're going to post that because it was a lot of information. But I just want to leave it off with this. It was one more point that he touched on, and he said this. He said the most important statement about you is how much you like and respect yourself. And he talked a lot about that. He talked a lot about confidence. He talked a lot about knowing where you were going. Because he always references, you know, the main reason that people struggle is because they're afraid, right? They're afraid to step out of their comfort zone. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to struggle. They're afraid to do anything differently. So of course they're not getting a different outcome, right? But if you can get to the base of everything, which is liking and respecting yourself, you can gain that confidence back, right? You can know what direction you're going into. And it was really, really cute. He does this little dance, and he said to do this every single morning when you wake up. And granted, I think he's like in his 70s. He is way up there. And he said to get up every single day and say, I like myself and I love my work. And he would be up there. He said, I like myself and I love my work. And he literally stood on stage and danced, but it was the cutest thing ever. And it's so true, because if you can get that down pat, right? If you can instill that confidence in yourself, if you can know where you're going, and you can know, that's really what he did. He shook his arms. He said, I like myself and I love my work. And he said, say that every single morning. You won't be confused in what direction you're going in, right? You won't be insecure. You won't be, you won't have all those things in front of you, because that's what everything is. The reason why you aren't up leveling, the reason why people aren't in your inbox, the reason why you're feeling that barrier, right? Because you're not right in here yet. When you can get that and you can know, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I love what I do, people are attracted to that. And he said that all good selling isn't talking, it's asking questions and getting to know what they need in their life. And he said to close every sale, all you have to do is have them make a decision about what's best for them, right? So take it to the products. What's best for you, right? Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to have better nutrition? Do you want energy? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to what is the best decision for you? He said, that's how I closed every sale in my life, was ending it with that. It's not about me. It's what's the best decision for them. And if you have confidence in yourself and the work that you're behind, you don't have to worry about selling. People automatically want to be a part of it. So that's what I will leave you with. We will copy and paste all those notes onto the top. So if you want to put them in your phone, I have them in here so that I can go through them whenever I need to. And there's a lot of other stuff in here also. But I hope that this was helpful. Like I said, congratulations on an amazing month. I am so, so thankful for each and every one of you. And I hope that you have a great night. Bye.